Are you feeling completely burned out from investing or trading? And if you are, what do you need to do absolutely right now to fix it so your money keeps growing? Hey guys, so good to have you here. So there's three things you absolutely have to understand if you are feeling the sense of being burned out, like an investor being just burned out on investing, or a trader. So investors and traders the behavior is different. There's a lot of similarities between it. So I'm going to kind of jump between investor and trader, but there's three things that you have to absolutely do if you're feeling investor burnout. Okay, so here are the three. Number one, the question is, do you want to be looking? Because you only get investor burnout or trading burnout by looking in, right? Think about this. You get burned out, which goes into my second point, okay, when the numbers are negative more than they're positive and you have too many symbols. But before I get to number two, and I know I just mentioned it, let's go back to number one. Do you want to be looking at your investments, or do you have this experience of you have to look at them? You have to see what they're doing. I need to look at what's going on. Almost like you get up in the morning and you say, okay, I don't know if today's going to be a good day or a bad day. First, let me look at my positions and see how they're doing. And if they're doing well, then I'm going to have a great day. And if they're not doing well, whatever that means, I'm just going to be in a crappy mood the entire day. So if you can catch yourself doing that, you're like, oh my gosh, my life is being defined by whether the number is positive for the day or negative for the day. So the number one thing to notice if you do have investor burnout is there like this need or draw? Like, I've got to look for the 77th time this morning on what the market is doing. If you are doing that, it is absolutely going to drain your adrenal glands. It is going to weigh heavy on your body. So one thing to do, and I'm going to be talking about what to do if you do have it, and the three things that define is you really need to take the app off your phone. Now, this is a difference. Like, if you want to actually fix stuff, you will take the app off your phone and you'll just have it on your computer. But think about that. The question was, do you want to be looking at your positions, or do you have this experience of having to look? I need to look at them. I need to know what they're doing. And if it's a need, then you're in trouble and your portfolio is going to suffer. Now, if you're an investor, there is no reason you should be looking at your positions every day. Part of an ingredient, or one of the ingredients in being an investor, is that you don't look that often. Now, there are periods you have to look, but you design a plan, a checklist, so the price direction tells you when to look. So if you say you're an investor, but you're having the behavior of a trader, then there's a problem and your portfolio is going to be hurt by it. So the first thing is, do you want to or do you need to look? If you need to look, there's a problem. And if you're an investor and you're looking a lot, then there's also a problem and your portfolio is being hurt. So that's number one, is the need or the want. Number two, here's the thing, guys and gals. A negative number is 4 times more painful to the brain than a positive number. And let's just say half the time the number's negative, even if it's negative 1% and positive 2%, and the thing you own is going up and to the right. Okay, those negative numbers you see are going to impact your brain way heavier than a positive number. And it's because of the way the brain is designed. The brain is designed to survive life. That means outrun the thing with big teeth that is chasing it. So there's going to be a much heavier toll on your brain when you see a negative number. And so even if it's 50 negative, 50 positive, and even if the positive is a larger number than the negative one, it's going to take much more time to get over the negative number. One way of thinking about this is a positive number will make you feel good for a day. A negative number will make you feel bad for 4 days. And so if you are having investor burnout, then looking less is going to help your portfolio. Now, I'm presupposing you're doing a lot of things right. You own fewer symbols. You understand about the unbeatable index, so you can let the market grow your money for you. So there's things I am kind of presupposing in this. But number two is you have to understand that a negative number for that day is going to be much more dangerous to your portfolio. Also, too, if you have 30, 60, 90 positions, if you have 30 positions in precious metals or 6 positions in precious metals, you're absolutely hurting and slowing the growth of your portfolio. Because the game is, if precious metals are going up, you just need to have one position in precious metals, and if it works, it's going to be great, right? But having 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 positions in precious metals, I'm just using that as an example. It could be crypto, it could be energy, it could be the overall stock market, right? It's the same thing. 50 stock positions is going to slow the growth of your portfolio. It looks exciting and complicated and complex, but it's actually going to hurt the growth of your portfolio. So number 2 is that negative number is just so much detrimental to your portfolio and your performance than one positive number. The way to fix that is to look less and own fewer symbols. In a previous video, I talked about how someone had 5 ARK Innovation Fund ETFs, 5. And I pointed out to them that they all 5 were the exact same chart formation. They were doing exactly the same thing. And I said, you don't have 5 positions. You have 1 position, but it's taking up 5 times the attention and energy. So fewer positions, better performance. And then the third, and we're talking about investor burnout. It could be trading burnout, trader burnout. The third is, you know the position that's scaring you, right? So do you have so much riding on one position? This is more important for a trader, even an investor too, because sometimes an investor will say, I'm an investor, but they'll have 70% of their money in one symbol. And it's not because they're getting shares because they work at that company. They just have so much riding on one symbol. And it's not because they put $1,000 in and it grew to 80% of their portfolio. They literally backed up the truck on one symbol. And if it's an individual company, that's pretty dangerous. If the individual symbol is like the S&P 500, totally fine. There's 500 different companies in there. So when I talk about one symbol, I mean one company or one super small segment or slice of the market. It's going to really amplify anything that's good or bad going on. And so the third thing is, if you are having investor burnout or trading burnout, it's because you have so much riding on one symbol. The simplest, not easiest, but the simplest thing to do is to cut down your position, right? And this could be whether you are positive and you have a huge gain on it. If it's pulling away from your life and taking energy and life force out of your life, it is hurting your life. And definitely if it's negative, right? So if you bought a position and it's down 30%, 40%, 50%, 60%. I understand the brain has so much hope around turning that symbol around. Okay, it's going to turn around. I'm going to sell when it gets back to where I bought it, and then it'll be okay. You're in the grieving process. If you think about it, you're looking to negotiate a better position with God or your higher power or something. Like you are, like, okay, if it just gets back, that's a sign that things are not going well. And by the way, I'm not putting people down that are having that. I'm pointing out like it's not good. So definitely if that one position you own is negative, it's a simple thing to cut. It's not easy because you have so much hope wrapped up in that one position. My suggestion would be you start cutting part of it out, right? So you could just say, okay, I'm going to sell 20% of it and wait a week, positive or negative. And then a week later, you're like, okay, I'm still here. And so getting out of the one position that is really interrupting your sleep because you kicked the printer, you yelled at the dog, you're just a horrible person to be around. Your portfolio is unnecessarily being hurt. So if you do have investor burnout, the good news is it's because of you. It is not because of the market. It's not because of the symbol. They are innocent bystanders. It's your procedure. It's your approach. It's your checklist. It's your structure. It's your strategy, whatever you call it. And everybody has a strategy. So if you do have investor burnout or trader burnout, the good news is you're doing it. And the reason I say that's good news is because 2 things. Number 1, you're doing it. So you can stop doing it. Okay? And the second thing is you start to go, oh my gosh, what I own is the strategy that identifies the symbols. It has nothing to do with the symbol. Of course, you want a symbol that is trending higher up and to the right, but you can start going, wait a second, more of this is in my control than I even realized. Thanks guys for being in my world. If you like this video, you're gonna love the clarity and control course I have. Working with people, have been working with people and helping them for over 2 decades. And the two things I hear from every single person, whatever words they use, okay, is they want clarity. They want to know who to follow or who to understand. They want that filter to know what is really happening. And that's clarity, right? People want that clarity back over their money again. And the second thing is they want control back over this part of their life. And they're having this experience like the control was taken from their lives. And they want that, or it was taken, like they want the control back over their portfolios and over their finances. And so this absolutely free training course, it's in the description below, shows you how to get that clarity and control back over your money and investing and financial life. Thanks guys. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you on the next video. And please hit the like button. It makes a difference to YouTube. All right. Thanks so much guys. Bye.